Trinity being in a Star Wars was not news I was expecting to see this morning, but it's true. Carrie-Anne Moss was among the 9 cast members officially announced for The Acolyte on StarWars.com, along with our first behind-the-scenes photo and some new plot details, so let's go over everything. Joining the previously announced Amandla Stenberg are Emmy Award winner Lee Chung-jae, MANNY JACINTO, DAFNE Keen, JODIE Turner-Smith, Rebecca Henderson, Charlie Barnett, Dean Charles Chapman, and Carrie-Anne Moss. Stenberg is probably most well known for their role as Rue in The Hunger Games. I most recently saw them in Bodies, 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 a horror/thriller movie from this year that I enjoyed well enough. Lee Chung-jae is easily recognizable to American audiences as the star of Squid Game. I thought he was fantastic in that series, playing a deadbeat dad that was still easy to root for in a very dark series. I know MANNY JACINTO from The Good Place, where he played Jason, maybe the dumbest person to ever live. I adore that series, and JACINTO managed to make Jason enjoyable despite saying or doing the dumbest possible thing in most scenes. I think I've only seen DAFNE Keen in Logan, which was awesome. She was a standout in an entire movie of standouts. The only project I've seen of JODIE Turner-Smith is True Blood, where she played a siren. I'm not familiar with any of her other roles. I recognize both Rebecca Henderson and Charlie Barnett from Russian Doll, which was created by Leslie Headland, who's also helming The Acolyte. The first season was great. I wasn't really into the second season, but I don't think Headland was as involved with it. She's simply credited as the series creator and not writer for season 2. But anyway, Dean Charles Chapman played Tommen Baratheon in the later seasons of Game of Thrones. He was also in 1917, which has been on my to-watch list for a while. And finally, of course, is Carrie-Anne Moss, who played Trinity in the Matrix films. I also want to bring up Memento, where she had a surprisingly evil turn. And suspicion is kind of my reaction to everyone in this announcement, looking at them all and wondering, are you evil? We know the Acolyte will be centered around the dark side, even more so now with the new details added to the plot description. The Acolyte is a mystery thriller that will take viewers into a galaxy of shadowy secrets and emerging dark side powers in the final days of the High Republic era. A former Padawan reunites with her Jedi Master to investigate a series of crimes, but the forces they confront are more sinister than they ever anticipated. I've had a bit of a hope for this story that it would follow the Sith Master and Apprentice at this point in the timeline. They're supposed to be in hiding, but as they build towards their goals of wiping out the Jedi Order, they might have to do something high profile that catches the attention of their sworn enemies. Then the rest of the series could play out like a cat and mouse thriller, with the Sith evading discovery and the Jedi hot on their heels. The fact that we know we're getting a Jedi Padawan and Master investigating a series of crimes suggests that kind of story could be possible. I like that we're going to see probably 2 sides of the Master and Apprentice dynamic through both the Sith and the Jedi. I love that it's going to take place in the High Republic era, even down to the white and gold Jedi robes. I kinda thought it would take place during that time in name only, but cosmetically it would be familiar and comfortable to people who haven't read those books. I'm thrilled that they're seemingly diving into the High Republic in live action with both feet. I have no idea what we're looking at in the first behind-the-scenes image, other than seeing Headland, Stenberg, and Chung-jae, obviously. The set kind of looks like Batuu. I doubt that's the case, but the planet was more important during the High Republic era. The Republic as a whole was expanding during that time, so we could explore the potential frontier-like feeling of the Outer Rim during the Jedi investigation. Oh, and there are Jedi investigators whose job it is to investigate. With Stenberg and Chung-jae listed first in the cast and seen in the behind-the-scenes photograph, I'm gonna guess they are the Sith characters. It's possible they could be the Jedi Master and Apprentice as well, but I guess my hope is that we will be more focused on the Sith side of the story with a title like The Acolyte. Really, I'm just so psyched to see an official update about this series. I was hyped for it when it was announced nearly 2 years ago. Like Andor, I'm so excited to see Lucasfilm willing to expand Star Wars outside of its well-known characters and aesthetics. The High Republic books and comics are awesome. They feel like Star Wars, but are also able to take big swings and try new things since it all takes place over 100 years before the prequels. I think The Acolyte will take place more like 50-ish years before The Phantom Menace, but still, we will probably get get a fresh new take on the universe. The mystery thriller genre has me really pumped as well. Andor is crushing it as a spy thriller. I can only imagine what adding more intrigue would do. I think it'll be a fun series to follow along with, if it's got like a whodunit element where fans will be guessing who is good and who is bad the entire time. And I think it's interesting that so many members of the cast have worked on intriguing thriller-type stories over the years. Bodies, Bodies, Bodies is kind of a murder whodunit. Squid Game is very weird, playing mind games with the audience the entire time. The Matrix raises questions about what is real and what is not. Russian Doll has that same mysterious vibe. Even The Good Place, which is a comedy, has several twists and turns to the plot, keeping the audience on its toes the entire time. The cast looks all around really solid and very fitting for this kind of story, but that's all I've got to say about The Acolyte for now. The series is in production, planned for, I believe, a 2024 release. Let me know what you think of the casting announcement in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel to keep up with all our Acolyte coverage, follow us on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, and consider checking out our Patreon page. And you can check out this video if you want to learn more about the High Republic era. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.